Having the right to own a gun, though, in my opinion, also requires maturity and responsibility. I would actually, one of my things I would suggest, and that would be mandatory gun training, mandatory gun education programs. We don't do any of that. If we had that as part of our legal structure for gun ownership, that might help. It wouldn't help in every situation. The madman last night, there's no way it would have helped for that. But it might have helped in other situations where people understand the power of guns. It drives home the reality that guns are a part of American culture. To be honest, politically, they're not going away. We will never see strict gun control in the United States. It will not happen. It's just the politics of it. Part of it is the Second Amendment, because the Supreme Court, U.S. Supreme Court, has ruled consistently over roughly about 130 years or so, has ruled consistently that the states do not have the right to strictly restrict gun ownership and usage. And so, for example, a couple of years ago in Chicago had a very strict gun control law on the city, for the city laws. The U.S. Supreme Court said it's too strict, you have to get rid of it. Because again, you have the right to own guns. Last night, to be honest, just like Orlando in 2016, those situations are so quick. They're quick on the attack side. They're not quick on the premeditation or planning side. This gentleman obviously planned well in advance what he was doing, with the number of weapons he had, with the amount of firepower he was using, with the particular location he chose, which was a perfect location for as a sniper to hit the crowd. That's premeditation. Usually you'll discover later that there were signs, that there were things that were said or done, and people either ignored it or thought, oh, I shouldn't report this. This really is not that big of a deal. And so what happens politically is we get into the same mindset of, yes, it's terrible. Yes, it's tragic. Yes, something should be done. And then a week or two later, something else gets our attention. And the gun issue declines. It never is an issue in presidential campaigns. It's brought up, but nobody really talks about it much other than, the occasional, mass casualty incidents.